Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Crafting with Holly. Happy New Year. I can't believe that it's already the first Friday of January 2024, and that means that I am going to be sharing with you some artwork featuring, looking forward, it is the January stamp of the month, and it comes with a thin cut. If you didn't notice it already, anytime you see those images that have a bluish tint to it, it means that it has a corresponding thin cut. And this is something new that Close to My Heart started this past fall, offering a thin cut with our stamp of the month. And I couldn't be more thrilled because it certainly makes crafting for cards and scrapbooking so much easier when you have a thin cut to cut around some of these really fun images. And this is the artwork that I have created for you. I'm going to get to that in just a minute, but I wanted to bring your attention to this catalog. It's brand new. It started January 1st. It goes through the end of February while supplies last. And you know by now, for those of you that have been shopping with me, last year we reintroduced a bi-monthly catalog, and that means they're only available for 2 months because Close to My Heart wants to bring in artwork and products for card making and paper crafting and scrapbooking, and as quickly as it comes in, they want you to buy it all up so they can turn around and buy new stuff for you. So that is the case. These products are only good through the end of February while supplies last. Some things do sell out, as you have found these past few months, and I'm just really excited about this birthday collection that is coming out, the Let's Party. That's what we'll be featuring in our Palooza for February. I just got done making these cards. They are so fun. I love this die that comes in this card kit. It's the only way you can get it. Sweet Memories will be our March collection, and you know that we always come up with some beautiful artwork for these Paloozas. This Mix and Paper collection is my all-time favorite, and you'll notice in the artwork that I created for the stamp of the month, I used this paper and the coordinating cardstock. It is so fabulous and so fun, and there's just so many cute stamps and thin cuts that are in this catalog, so I want to make sure that you peruse it and find the ones that you want and grab them so that you can qualify for your stamp of the month. Remember, VIPs, it is free with a $50 purchase, and then your thin cut is discounted. And for those of you that are not VIPs, it's $5 with a $50 purchase, and then again, you can purchase the thin cut version for $14.95. I hope that makes sense, and they'll add that $5 onto that as well. And then I can't wait for February's, but we're going to focus on January this month. And I have some beautiful artwork to share with you. I'm going to share with you the cards at the end of the month, the slimline and an A2 card, and then the 2 scrapbooking layouts, which I absolutely love. This is the featured layout that's in the catalog featuring the stamp of the month, and I loved it so much that I knew that I had to recreate it for everyone. And then, of course, I had to create a second layout, and that was just to show you how to use some of our Make It From the Heart patterns. And I just love the simplicity of the mix in paper with solid cardstock, and we're going to have a lot of fun creating this one as well. So let's go ahead and let's get started with layout number 1. Really loved this page in the catalog, so I wanted to recreate it for you. And I'm going to begin by just taking all of these pieces that we're going to be stamping on and setting them off to the side because we need to do some splattering first on the 2 pieces of White Daisy cardstock that are the 10 by 10 pieces. And don't forget, the instructions will be included in the guide when you qualify for the stamp of the month. So I'm just taking a box that I had, I'm putting the White Daisy cardstock in there, and you'll notice in the catalog where they do the splattering, they used the ink, but I'm using the Honeybutter shimmer brush. I just think it looks a little bit more intense. So we're doing the top right and the bottom left on the first one, and then on the right page, we're going to do it kind of a little bit in the top right, the bottom right, and the left right areas. And if you need more ink, you can just put it onto a block and then pull from that block. So I'm going to set those off to the side to dry now, and now we're going to start assembling the left page. So I'm taking the photo mats and attaching those first, and then we're going to do some stamping. We're going to stamp that really beautiful Moments border with Periwinkle ink on the 1/2 inch by 6 inch piece of White Daisy cardstock. And if you haven't seasoned your stamps before, just rub them on your hands, and that helps to season them. And then we're going to take those 1/4 of an inch pieces of the Honeybutter cardstock and attach those to the bottom, just so that there's about 1/8 of an inch showing. So you do need to have it be a little bit thicker. And then I'm using score tape to secure those on. And I almost missed those when I was creating this layout because I didn't see that detail in the catalog. So I'm so glad I caught it because I thought it was just a perfect little accent, and it pulls in that honey butter beautifully. And then once you've attached those, you can set those off to the side, trim them down if you need to. And then we're going to go ahead and use some of the other inks to start stamping. We're going to stamp the scallop border that you see up there with Limeade, and then clean that off. I love our chamois for that. And then we're going to stamp those other pieces with their respective inks. So I'm just getting everything organized because there's so many pieces to this. I'm sorry that my head keeps getting into the way, but I'm just kind of taking Limeade, doing all of the Limeade pieces, putting them into their respective piles, and then going through. That arrow was done in Bluebird, and then the arrows were done in Flamingo. I love the tone-on-tone stamping that you can do with our inks and our papers. And then Honeybutter for that little arrow. And then there is a little bit of doodling that you need to do with the white gel pen. And so we'll be doing those after we get these banners stamped. One of the banners is stamped in the Bluebird ink, and then the goals is stamped in Flamingo. And then the New Magic of New Beginnings, that one's stamped in Honeybutter as well. And it just looks beautiful on the White Daisy cardstock. So now I'm going to do the doodling with, actually we're going to stamp the beautiful New Beginnings in Bluebird ink on top of the Periwinkle cardstock. And then we're going to take that white gel pen and just add those little dots all the way around. And if it's the first time that you're using a gel pen, you saw I went on the opposite side just to get it going. And notice that the 0.5 was not thick enough, so I'm using the 0.10. And again, I'm sorry that my head gets in the way, but it's hard to see up close and I need to get down. So we're just adding those white gel pen around those borders. There's 3 pieces of Periwinkle cardstock that you need to do that too. And you don't have to go all the way around on them. And now I'm going to take that green tag, the arrow tag, and that's just getting accented with the white gel pen. And now these 2 Limeade scallops are also getting accented with. And then from there, we are going to stamp those really cute little journaling boxes with different inks. So we're using Limeade on one of them. We're going to use Sapphire, or not Sapphire, but Bluebird on 2 of them. And then once you stamp those journaling lines on them, you do need to stamp looking forward in Limeade on the Limeade piece. And then coming up next is going to be in Flamingo, which I'm stamping right now. And then the 1 through 5, oh, I've got to stamp the looking forward right now in Limeade. And now the 1 through 5, we're going to stamp that in Limeade. And I've got those on the 1 by 1 inch blocks, and I'm just carefully putting them into those little boxes. And now we are ready to start assembling. We've done all of the stamping that we needed to do. All of the prep work is done. And so now we're going to start with the left page, putting it together. And we're going to start with that mix-in paper. It's the black and mink stripes. And then we're going to attach that piece of Bluebird cardstock and then our White Daisy that we splattered. And to do the rolling on the mix-in paper, you're going to get a water bottle and just spray it. And then take the water and just kind of roll it into your fingers, and that will create that rolled look. It is so easy to do, and I'm just using a water bottle that I have on hand. And then we're going to go ahead and attach that piece up in the top left quadrant. And now we're going to take that beautiful piece of Bluebird mix-in and do the same thing. Just spray a little bit of water on it and roll it with your hand, and then get your adhesive on there. And that's just going to get offset to the right side. And then we're going to take the beautiful New Beginnings in Periwinkle and attach it next. Again, take the opposite side of that Bluebird cardstock, and we're going to tuck that under. And now we are going to take those little journaling boxes, and that's going to go right next to the Periwinkle piece, and then attach the New Memories, New Adventures piece that we stamped. And now we're going to take the photo mats and attach them. And feel free to kind of move things as you see fit as you're placing these on here. And then the little piece of Flamingo cardstock that we tore, that's going to get tucked in on the sides. And now we're going to just start tucking in all of these pieces that we have stamped and prepped earlier. The goals, I used some foam tape underneath it, and now we're just taking some of those yellow dots. Oh, actually I'm using glue dots to attach those little swirly arrows on. Love the glue dots for that. And then again, I'm using some foam tape that I had left over for those scallop circles just to pop them. And now we're going to take the glue dots, the decorative dots, the blue ones and the yellow ones, and just strategically place them on the page. And now we are ready to move over to the right side, and we're basically duplicating exactly what we did on the left page. We're pretty much doing the same thing on the right page. So I'm just lining these up so that there's about a 1/2 inch showing around the borders, and then attaching the white daisy onto the Bluebird, and then doing the same thing with the water bottle, just spritzing and rolling. I love how this looks, and it's so easy. It's just such an easy technique to do on your pattern paper. And now we're going to move over to the mink pattern paper and do the same thing, and then attach it, and then take that other extra little piece of Sapphire or Bluebird paper, and I'm refilling my new Close to My Heart adhesive. If you don't have that, it is awesome adhesive, you guys, and it's really forgiving. Now we're just attaching those other pieces of cardstock, the Periwinkle that has that little journaling strip or that little sentiment on it. And I'm attaching the photo mats now. And then we're going to tuck in that other piece of Flamingo cardstock that I tore, and now we're tucking in all of these little accents. It really does come together quite quickly once you get all those pieces stamped and prepped. And then again, just using some glue dots to attach those swirly arrows. Get that little Bluebird one on, and then I'm going to attach the adventures right below. And then add those little dots, and we're done. And I forgot to mention that I want to show you how to do the doodling lines that are on here. So I already did one of the pages before the video, but I'm going to show you how to do the left page. And so you're just going around and doing your dots and your lines. And then you're going to go back and you're going to do an opposite line and just kind of stagger it. And that's how you get those really great offset lines for doodling. So I hope you enjoyed this page. I had so much fun making it and recreating it for you. And I can't wait to show you the next layout next week on next Friday. So please make sure that you like and subscribe my channel.